Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Saturday, the 8th of November 2025, and in today's video I'm going to decipher for you in chapter 3 in the book of Zechariah, okay? The last three verses here from 8 to 10 if you like, which are actually millennial kingdom prophecies upon the second coming of Jesus, okay? Now, long story short then is that in this chapter 3 then verses 1 to 7 have already been fulfilled under the law if you like, and these prophecies are basically for the days when Israel was rebuilding the second temple through the prophesying of Zechariah and Haggai, okay, according to the book of Ezra. Okay, so if you go to the book of Ezra and you read chapter 6, verse 14 especially, and the elders or the Jews built it, and they prophesied through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the son of Iddo. And they built it and finished it, the second temple, according to the commandment of the God of Israel, and according to the commandment of Cyrus and Darius and Artaxerxes, king of Persia. Okay, so basically, so as not to keep this video too long, in chapter 3 here in Zechariah, verses 1 to 7 having fulfilled, but verses 8 to 10 are promises for the millennial kingdom. And so, as always, I have my program here, folks, and we're gonna get straight into it right away. It's only very short, just a page and a half, so it'll all be finished in a couple of minutes. Okay, so Zechariah chapter 3, verses 8 to 10, which are millennial kingdom prophecies. On verse 8, it reads, "Hear now, O Joshua, the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wonder at." So they are wondering at something, they are sitting there, wondering what's going to happen next. So these people are wondering for the following prophecy. Exactly, they are wondering, okay, at the following prophecy. And it reads, "For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the branch, which is Jesus, okay, in the millennial kingdom, okay, of his second coming." Now, this prophecy is linked to all the prophecies relating to Jesus' second coming, such as Daniel 9:24. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression. I just shortened it if you like, so I'm paraphrasing here, okay? Isaiah 9:7. Of the increase of his garment and peace there shall be no end. Okay, of course it's more than this, but the main thing is that this is actually a millennium kingdom prophecy, this verse 8. Now, note, the context follows through into verse 9. In other words, the verses 8 to 10 are for the millennial kingdom. Now, let me turn the page here. And in verse 9 it reads, "For behold, the stone, which is Jesus, or the chief cornerstone, if you like, that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes." Now, this stone is, of course, Jesus with the 7 eyes, in reference to, if you like, when you read Revelation 5:6. Okay, "Behold, I will engrave the engraving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of the land in one day." So basically, when Jesus comes back for the millennial kingdom, he's going to remove all sins of Israel. And so this verse 9 here, in other words, that Jesus is going to remove the sins of Israel according to Romans 11:26. So it's linked to Romans 11:26. Zephaniah 3:13, Isaiah 1:18, etc. There are more prophecies. And another video, I've done some videos in the past showing all the prophecies in which Jesus is going to forgive the sins of Israel. Okay. Note, Jesus can only remove all the sins of Israel in one day upon the return of Jesus' second coming. And so this verse 9 cannot be related to the time in which Zechariah and Haggai prophesy in the days when Israel was rebuilding the second temple, because all the sins of Israel finally can only be removed upon the coming of Jesus' second coming. Okay, that's why these verses from 8 to 10 are actually millennial kingdom prophecies. Verse 10, in that day, in other words, when Jesus comes back for the millennial kingdom, says the Lord of hosts, shall you call every man his neighbor. In other words, that the Jewish people will love one another, as per Isaiah 54:13, which reads, why shall be the peace of thy children, okay? Or even Zephaniah 3:13, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, okay? As is to say, with these two prophecies and more, that the Jewish people will love one another, will be very friendly. And why is this? Because under the vine of Jesus, if you like, Jesus is the vine, because Jesus will be there to take away all the sins of Israel, okay? Under the vine, which is Jesus, if you read John 15 verse 5, which is, I am the vine and you are the branches, okay? And under the fig tree, which fig tree is Israel, okay? As per Matthew 24:32, okay? So yeah, nice and easy, folks. Just to recap, in Zechariah chapter 3 verses 8 to 10 are actually millennial kingdom prophecies, okay? I'll just give you a quick scan here, and I'll turn over the page, and I'll give you another quick scan. Alright, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll talk to you all later.